Morning, everybody. Rusty from the Rusty Razor. Got another shave today, and today we're going to be doing Stirling's Mountain Man. Yep, smells like a South Carolina pine forest, or I should say, an Arkansas pine forest. Yep, you got a lot of different loamy scents, deciduous, a little bit of pine, probably juniper coming across. Really nice scent. Really like it. And then we're going to use the Nacet blades, 4th use with the Krisp razor. Yes, it's a new Krisp razor. Got another one. It's like number 2. It's like, get this one here, and then you got that one there. New handle. I like these things. They seem to work really good for me. So I was like flipping through Amazon Prime, looking at stuff, and all of a sudden I was like, see razors, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, that's the Krisp razor, one I always use. Like, yep. So if you're looking for one, go to Amazon. Ugh, haven't coughed in a while. Suddenly it's like, ah. The lungs are suddenly bugging me. So, how's your day going? It's another exciting day. Yep. Getting by. Just getting ready for stuff. Got a little bit more work to do. I've been working on my bike, doing that project. I was up till 2 a.m. last night sanding. Yeah. Sanding on the bike. I took all the plastics and the tank off, and then I sanded everything down to almost a primer in some places, where all the rock chips and stuff. Because there was one time when I was riding my bike, and I was passing a dump truck in the back hatch on the dump truck when it load. It kind of opened up, and on the next thing you know, it's like a ton of rocks. We're talking small rocks about that big to a couple of them are like that big, huge things. So it was like rip-rack style rocks come flying out of the back, and they're bouncing all over the road. And one of the biggest ones, I was like, I seen it bouncing, and like, ding, ding. I'm like, oh crap. And I tried to get far enough out and hit the throttle, trying to bypass this, and one of the big rocks and just slammed right into my shin. I had my riding boots on, right into my shin, and that hurt. And then the next thing you know, it bounced up in the air, slammed into my chest on my right side, and then it dropped down on the tank. Put a dent in it. Take a big old chunk out of the top of the tank. And I'm being peppered by other rocks. It's like I'm in a hailstorm with rocks. I'm like, it's avalanche. And I had some hit the top of my helmet. I had a little chip taken right out of the top of my helmet too. And like, these guys that ride their bikes without helmets on, if I hadn't had a helmet on, I'd be like on the road, probably knocked out. That's how hard it hit me. It was like bam. And on the lower right quadrant of the tank where it curves down, there was a bunch of chips taken out of it, and some up on top, higher up. So I was sanding on that. Ooh, got my scar. Let's see. So that was not a fun experience. And I got to work, and like hopping into work, and I took my boot off and I looked at it, and my manager, he like looked at it and was like, I got through my boot, leather boot, hit it so hard I had a knot on my shin. It was bad. I had a big old bruise up on my chest. I could have took off the I'm gonna do something here. I got a feeling this is not quite centered in. Because one side is a little more aggressive than the other side. I keep how this works. Normally these Krisp razors are pretty mild. Not really mild, but they're good enough to, you know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Feels like one side is a little more, hangs out a little bit more than the other one. So I've been sanding that down, and where all that was, you know, all the chips and stuff, I had to basically sand it down to almost bare metal, or actually hit bare metal. So I got a little bit more work to do. I gotta get it down to all sides, basically down to the primer, and then I'll hit it. I'm gonna have to hit it with primer on the other side, where, you know, where all the rock chips on the right side of the tank has to be primered again. Then hit it with several layers of paint, you know, red paint. Then I have an upper layer, and then I'll gotta hit it with the gloss coats, you know, the clear coat on top of that. Do probably 3 or 4 just to get it so it doesn't rub off. That is a problem you can have with if you don't have enough coats on it. It doesn't take much effort to get down to the metal or your primer and stuff. Oh, that's my current project. Yeah. Yeah, it was, what was it? What night was that? I guess it's a week ago. I was watching Scott over at the Shaving with Peg Leg, and he went on a rant. He's like talking about brushes. Now you're supposed to scrub your face. You really get in there and get those whiskers up. You know, like, well, some of us can't. It's like, I tried that, and all it does is leave me a razor burn. I'm one of those individuals, I can walk outside on a really windy day and get windburned. Just the friction of the wind going across my face. You know, I do have, you know, I got badger hair, which smell like Old Spice. But I got a whole bunch of different brushes, and I was like, okay, I'll try the Bradford, and it's like, nope, all I did was leave me with razor burn again. So like, can't do it. Would like to, Scott, but I can't. It's just not. not conducive. I don't know how many of you are paint the face versus scrub the face. And it's like, I've watched the whole gamut of people, but you know, some are face lathers and other, ooh, like crap. This seems to be not quite what I was expecting there. Just trying to grab. Well, this Krisp razor's getting me today. It's like it's taking on. It's like, I think in one of the previous videos I was talking about all my scars and stuff. That it doesn't take much of an aggressive edge with a razor, you know, gap, and it just starts catching all of my scars and wants to peel them off. Yeah. Advice to everyone: never face plant into a tree. It leaves you. I was like, wow, I really caught myself there. Yeah, not too happy with this. I spent like 17 bucks on the razor. I have to take a look at that again and get out the magnifying glass and check it. It's like, I got a feeling one side is, it's maybe not quite centered, so it's just a tad more hanging over one side to the other. So you're getting more of a mild shave on one side and a more aggressive shave on the other side, because I've noticed that. It's like sliding right over top on the less aggressive side. The more aggressive side, it seems like this side is hanging up more. It doesn't seem to be centered as much. Yeah, definitely tell. Yeah, most likely. That's probably the problem, I think. Just a minuscule amount of difference is enough to make one side a little more mild and the other one's a little more too aggressive. Yeah, I've shared the story before where I was a kid sledding and we just had like a minor ice storm and everything was iced up really good. So we took our toboggan out and going downhill, and normally it's like when they're normal snowing conditions, we stop at a certain point. Didn't take into account the extra lubrication the ice would make on the snow, and we just went flying, and we were heading for the tree line, and my brother bailed. He was supposed to brake, man. I think what he tried to do was put his feet out to brake, and he was getting no traction, so he bailed, and I went, it's like, didn't know it. It's like, no way to stop, and I went right into a tree. Face first. Went hit, flew forward, bam. Yeah. I look like Frankenstein for a while. Face was all stitched up and scarred, and you always see these war movies where the guy's face is all tore up and you're like, yeah, that was me. It's like scar, 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 you know. They faded over the years, but the bumps are still there. I can go over with an aggressive razor and it's like, it's just peeling off scar tissue. Like, ouch, pain. Pretty evident around the chin here. Yeah, there was a time when I had aspirations of learning to use a straight edge razor, and nope. Come to realize that that's even more aggressive than your standard blade or DE. So I just like, I think I'll quit that idea. All right. A little bit more. All right, I think now we got it. Feels all right. All right. Clean up the mess. All right, let's finish her off with a little bit of Avon Wild Country. Yeah, this is the Wild Country. I had to check. Like, which one is this? Seems to made up pretty well with the Ozark Mountain. Yeah, some people out there can really attest to the Wild Country is a really good version. Very similar to Pinot Clubman, but on steroids. Smells good. Okay, that was a shave of the day with a little bit of blood sport here. Oh well. They Stirling's Ozark Mountain. Man, it smells good. Wonderful scent. And then we had the So Krisp razor today. Cheap manufacturing finally caught up with me. Yeah. It's like you had that conversation where you don't feel so bad about spending $15, $20 on a cheap razor. And then after the fact, you're like, that's kind of a crappy razor. You don't feel so bad about it. Now, the wonderful thing is, if it is the head that's bad, I still got the handle. I can put it on something else. So, works good. That might be something I might do. Try it out. Okay, So that is the shave of the day. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Rusty out.